So, in your experience from today, how does court interpreting or legal interpreting differ from interpreting in a mediation situation? Any of you?
I'll let you cover the more than that. I suppose it hasn't. This is apart from what we spoke before. I find it more. It demands a different set of skills, in my opinion. That, of course, I think any interpreter can develop in time and with experience. Court interpreting, it seems to be more precise in the literal interpretation has to be more precise. It's the terminology is very specific. It demands a different level of concentration. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that it demands mediation interpreting would require less, like a smaller degree of concentration, but I think it's just, it demands a different set of skills. Mm-hmm. What was challenging for me was the, as I said, not so much the terminology, but the length and keeping up the lengthy chunks. As in court interpreting, it's more, you can't have even a word that is, I mean, of course there are synonyms, but you have to really be very, very precise. Mm-hmm.
Does it relax you more? What is your feeling then when you're doing it? Do you feel that you can be more relaxed? Do you feel that you can be, I don't know. How do you feel when you are in the mediation?
I find it more relaxing because it's a bit more social, rather than the strictness of the court and the kind of like, you know, everything imposed. I mean, it's not that the eyes are not on you here as well, but I guess you do completely need a different set of skills. I agree with that. But I like the social part of it and the more, you know, the closeness of it, rather than the court interpreting. I feel more, you know, not safe, but more relaxed, I guess, here than being in front of a court in a very weird way. And the terminology is not like there isn't. It's literally day-to-day speech that you would have to translate. Of course, there are emotions that you have to kind of like convey and kind of you have to deal with them as well. But yes, but I find it more relaxing for me personally. Mm-hmm. But then again, I don't have the experience in the court interpreting that Olinka has, so maybe she finds it more difficult here because she is so used to being in court, and for her the court is her setting. That's where she can do her best.
We have two lines of thought here. First, that we can train interpreters directly into mediation, and second, which is the most prominent for the project, is to see if legal and court interpreters can be switched into mediation. I think that's a big question. Mm-hmm. Because you say you have to be maybe more like a social personality, and the other one you have to be a very strict or precise. Does it take two different kinds of people? What I'm trying to think is maybe there are people who are right for legal interpreting and not good for mediation, or the other way around, because of how we are, our social skills, or our approach to life. I don't know. Would you choose mediation as a subject in the university? Or would you choose legal? Yeah, that's
legal the general. I would go for the legal the general. I think you can do them both.
Okay.
I do definitely think, but you just need to realize that here you need to be a bit more relaxed and forget about every word needs to be translated, otherwise I let myself and everybody else down. You need to make sure. I mean, of course, you need to transmit the message
Yeah.
as clearly and concise as possible and as faithful as possible. But I think because there are lengthy passages that you do have to translate,
Yeah.
you can't cut somebody in the middle of their,
Yeah.
kind of expressing themselves.
Yeah.
You can convey the message exactly like they put it, but without repeating 5 times "oh dear, for example,
Yeah.
which is like saying
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah.
I guess that's. I would go for legal. I don't think there needs to be a specialization in mediation.
Okay. You have a code of ethics, so to speak, to follow. Is that different in the court interpreting than in mediation? When it comes to informing all parties about what the role of the interpreter is, I don't know, taking turns. Here it looks like it's much more open, right? How do you
That's
feel?
not your job.
No. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's your. Sorry.
It just appears to me that here it was more like the solicitor's
Mhm.
part, and we actually started at a point where this was already the parties had known each other. The
It's set up,
interpreter
it's
had
not
been-
as strict,
yes,
is it?
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whereas in court, you have to be very court interpreting. You have to be very clear to introduce yourself as. I'm sure here as well. Your part as an interpreter, as in being objective, impartial, the confidence. Sorry, not confidence, confidentiality.
Mhm.
All those are the same. It's just in court could be a little bit more. Could have some negative effects,
Mhm.
if I could say that.
Yeah, sure.
If you're not very clear, you can just easily be accused of being partial.
Yeah, your role is a lot more defined, isn't it? And you kind of like you set it
It's
up
more
more like.
strict.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I found here, which is interesting, is that it's not your job, is that the mediators are also, telling everyone what the turns should be, and this, I think, also this takes a bit off of your stress, isn't it? In that respect.
But we don't need to. I mean, of course, if we see that it's going on for a bit too long, we will raise our hand and say.
Right. This happened a couple of times.
Yes.
Where you have to tell.
Exactly. Because it's just the force of habit. You just speak and you kind of like.
Yeah.
It's not that you forget, but you kind of try to express all your idea, and
Yeah.
when ideas come, they kind of just link, and you keep on going. You don't even realize that you've actually gone quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, as an interpreter, if you do feel okay, it's not necessarily more than I can translate, but I need to convey the idea, kind of like in the message, exactly like you said it, and I do need to put a pause in the middle. Then you will kind of draw attention and say,
Right.
so yes. But other than that, I think our role is the same, to interpret and to stay neutral and to kind of like, make sure that we do to the best of our abilities. The person that we have to interpret for understands and at the same time convey their message to everybody else exactly the same way. And, try and help everybody. That's why we're here, I think. It's our role to help.
Yeah, and I think in this office, the help issue, I think, is the most important.
Yeah.
Right, that's I think it's essential that we're facilitating communication and
Exactly.
being objective and
Yeah.
impartial. It's key.
Yeah.
In court interpreting as in mediation.
Mhm. Would you repeat the experience? Now that you know what it is, if they call you tomorrow for mediation, would you go for it?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's not, you don't imagine it's a piece of cake, but
Yeah.
I guess this is how you grow and how you learn, right?
Mhm.
By doing stuff rather than saying no, then we're never going to get better.
Yeah, but you know, you came here this morning, you didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know exactly now that you know how this goes. Would you recommend it to other people, or maybe students? And
Yes, I think it's an important experience. Good or
Yes,
bad, you can't
definitely.
do. Right?
Definitely, it's an experience that needs to. I think every interpreter should experience it.
It's good to have the opportunity to do it.
Yes, definitely.